Well, hey, everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody is doing good. My name is Najinski. I'm the founder and president of Helping Hands Credit Solutions. And today I wanted to come on to talk to you guys about something very, 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 very important, which happens to be with the SBA EIDL loan or grant. That's what we're going to talk about today. So first, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and tag a couple of people in so that we can go ahead and get started. This is definitely something that you guys do not want to miss or even be misinformed about. A lot of people are misinformed when it actually comes to this SBA loan. What can they spend their money on? Some people even want to know how they can apply, things like that. So the main reason for this live today is to educate you guys about the SBA EIDL grant and loan, and just to make sure that you do your due diligence so that you don't end up in the feds. All right, I said that, the feds. If you mess with this EIDL money, that is federal funds, which means that if you get yourself into trouble, you're not going to jail. You are going to the federal penitentiary. All right, you ain't gonna be wearing orange, you're gonna be wearing white. And another thing, when you go to the feds, it don't matter how good a behavior that you actually have, guess what? You got to serve day for day in the feds. You don't get out for good behavior. So I don't want anybody going to jail. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and educate you guys today about this. I'm just tagging in a few people. And then once I tag them, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you are considering applying for this SBA EIDL loan, you still have until the 21st, unless they change the date on it, to actually apply. So after you get educated on it, you still do have time, if you do fit the qualifications, to actually apply for that. But I definitely don't want people to be miseducated on it. And we're also going to talk about the first round that a lot of people had did. A lot of people, whenever that first round, all they heard was free money, or what they thought they heard was free money. And we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about those who actually already applied for the grant, what you can expect to actually happen, because you may have gotten away. I mean, you may have gotten by, but I can assure you that you did not get away. So if you did apply for it, after I go over these stipulations, and you actually receive that money, then you're going to know what's basically expected to come your way. So it will not be a surprise whenever it comes, because one thing that we all know about the government is that they move slow. They move on their own time. So you may think that you've gotten away with some stuff, but when you're dealing with the government, you ain't got nowhere. So, hey everybody, thank you guys so much for being on. Again, just tagging a couple more people in, because I know quite a few people said that they wanted to hear about this topic. So I'm trying to make sure that especially those people who said they wanted to know about it is actually on here. So I'm just inviting a couple more people in that I know is very important. All right. I believe I invited everybody in that said they wanted to be in. So hey everybody, how y'all doing today? I pray everybody is doing excellent. Everybody is doing great. Again, today we're going to be talking about this SBA EIDL grant or loan, whatever you pretty much want to call it, but it came from the SBA. So thanks for being an active voice. Many perish for lack of knowledge. Oh yes, sis, always. No problem. I just thank God for giving me the strength, because, you know, being a voice is not always that easy. To actually just be a voice, you know, for the people is easier said than done. So, again, today we're going to get on this SBA loan or grant. I'm going to start first reading this, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about for those who actually had already applied for it, all right? So, let's go ahead and get started. What is the $10,000 SBA EIDL grant? A lot of people don't know that. This $10,000 advance is an emergency grant from the government, which is designed to provide small businesses with working capital to pay expenses like payroll costs, mortgage payments, and more, while their EIDL loan application is being considered. All right. So the grant part is literally for the small business owners that are going to get that money while they are being considered basically for the loan. All right. So what is the EIDL grant program? The Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, which is known as the EIDL, has been part of the U.S. Small Business Administration, which is known as the SBA. Traditionally, these loans between 2.75 and 3.75% have been intended for businesses affected by, and it's saying, for example, flooding or wildfires or a civil unrest. Basically, during a pandemic is usually when this EIDL grant is available. For those people who's like, hey, I have never heard of the EIDL grant. Why am I just now hearing about it? Well, because you probably wasn't involved or your business wasn't involved, because it has nothing to do with you as an individual. This is all about business. So your business wasn't involved in a hardship that the government had declared to be a pandemic. All right. So that's the reason why you're just now basically hearing about this. Hey, sis, thank you so much for being on. Hey, everybody, thank y'all for being on. That's the reason why a lot of us are literally just now hearing about this. And a lot of people did it the wrong way, all right? If you're not a small business owner, then you should not apply for this grant, and you should have not applied for it back in September when they actually offered it. It was a lot of scams that was going on social media, doing YouTube videos and all this stuff of these people literally telling you guys how to scam the government without telling you that you were scamming the government. You thought that it was good. You thought that it was okay to literally just be doing this stuff because everybody else was doing it. So again, if you applied for this SBA loan back in September and you are not a small business and you were not an established business before this pandemic actually happened, then be expecting for the federal government to be hitting you up. Okay? If you are not a small business right now and you were not established, hey mama, thanks for being on. And if you were not established before this pandemic, then you do not need to be applying for this SBA loan, nor do you need to be applying for this SBA grant. All right. I'm letting you know now, it is going to come back. For those who literally apply for this SBA loan or even the grant and y'all lied and stated y'all had 5 employees, because back then it was like 5,000. And the highest you can do is 5 employees. So a lot of y'all went ahead and y'all lied and said y'all had all those dang employees, and y'all know good and well y'all did not have that. Well, guess what? Y'all ain't gonna be able to do that on this go around, because they're asking you for your actual payroll. All right? They actually, good morning, sis. Thanks for being on. This go around, if you sit up there and you put that you have a certain amount of employees, I'm letting you know right now so that you do not get yourself caught up. All right? The next thing they're going to do is they're going to have an individual that's going to send you an email, and they're going to ask you to literally provide them documentation basically of everything that you put on the application. You may think that everything is good, everything is in the clear because it went through on the computer. But I want to let you guys know that whenever you're doing that electronic application, it is going through electronically until it literally gets to an individual that's actually going to screen it and see that. So a lot of y'all thinking that you're getting away because the computer went ahead and got your information to go through. All right. So do not do that. All right. Do not apply for this business grant or business loan if you are not a legal business that was established before the pandemic hit, unless you want to go to the federal penitentiary. All right. So let me go on just a little bit more. It says the EIDL grant program was a new provision in March 2020. It was $2.2 trillion CARES Act. $2.2 trillion that actually the CARES Act had approved. Let me know what y'all want for commissary. Because, yes, that's exactly what's going to be going on, sis. They're going to be needing certain requests. All right? It says these were called the EIDL. Oh, hold on. Let me go back up. The intent was to quickly give small businesses up to $10,000 in emergency funds. All right. Let me stop right there and repeat that. It says the intent was to quickly give small businesses. Do y'all hear that? Small businesses. So for y'all that's done lied and do not have a small business, and your small business was not established before March of 2020, as my pastor say, that's an issue. All right. So then we're gonna go on down a little bit more. It says these were called the EIDL advances, but they were essentially grants because they didn't have to be repaid. So originally, whenever the CARES Act came out with this stuff, it was literally going to be a grant for us small business owners. But due to y'all being niggerish, yeah, I said it, being niggerish, y'all have literally really made it harder for those who are really small business owners from the stuff that you actually did that was illegal, all right? So for those people who really are an established small business owner, and you were already established before the pandemic had literally hit, actually the paperwork really states that you was already supposed to be established by December 2019 is when you were supposed to have already had your business established. So even if you did it in January, you're out of there. Your business was already supposed to have been established from December 2019, all right? But y'all made it harder literally for the small business owners. Thank you, sis. Y'all made it harder for the small business owners due to y'all doing niggerish stuff. All right. Now, if you are a small business owner and you were affected and that this does benefit you, then by all means, definitely apply for this. But the main thing that we're going in today is I want you to be educated on what is going on behind this SBA loan. Because back in September, people were not properly educated whenever it came to that. So I want to educate you guys just a little bit more on that today. Now, what you do with it, that's totally up to you. But you can't at least lie and sit up there and say that didn't nobody tell y'all, all right? Another thing, before I forget, because this is not on my list, you should not be paying anybody any type of percentage literally for you to get your SBA money back. I almost said something else. I forgot I'm recording. I'm supposed to be professional. But there is no way that you should be paying anybody a percentage of your dang SBA money, all right? Now, there's only 2 people that I tagged in this video today. Y'all know, usually I tag a lot of y'all. The only 2 people that I tagged in this video today was Cynthia Nevels and Adele Foster, all right? And you go back and you click on their names. Both of them literally work with the SBA, and they can actually help you and assist you or whatever to actually applying for this SBA loan, as well as getting better information from an actual person that actually works with the SBA. So any question that you have regarding this loan, you can make an appointment with them for free, free 99. Can y'all say free 99? Free 99. Okay, for free 99, and they can give you a better understanding of what you need, or even if your business is going to qualify for this SBA grant, or I'm gonna save it, brother, or the SBA grant. Before you even put your information and stuff in there, y'all really need to talk with a professional so you don't get yourself caught up. All right, I had to say that because that's not in my notes, and y'all know how my memory is. But let's go on back to the notes. Make sure nobody ain't said nothing to me. Maybe they didn't know the SBA meant small business loan. Well, they know now, sis, because I specifically just read what the SBA was, what the EIDL is, you know, the acronyms that I'm using. I already broke it down to them. So now they know, all right? If they missed it, they need to replay this video because I specifically stated what it was. But anyways, let's go on down a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Now they know, sis. Great information, sis. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to give y'all what needs to be done. Please stop listening to people telling you to sign up for the SBA loan when you know you ain't got no business, and 2, you just filed for an LLC this year. Sit this one out. Yes, sis, that's what they need to do, because a lot of people literally went and applied. A lot of people literally went and applied for that LLC once they found out that the government was giving out money, and they literally went and opened up business banking accounts. Do you not think that everything that you did literally is stamped and dated? that they can't go back and see that your business wasn't established before the date that it was supposed to be? And y'all probably thinking like, oh, well, it went through, so it must be good. No, 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 no. The federal government, hey, we already know what's going on in the world right now. And they trying to collect money, all right? So it would be more beneficial to them to allow you to get away with it right now. Because they know that come income tax time, let me let y'all know this right now because that ain't on my notes. A lot of y'all that applied for that dang SBA loan in September and y'all did all that bogus stuff, did y'all forget that you have to file an income tax? And did you forget that you're going to have to put your employees on your dang income tax? And did you forget that you were going to have to provide that paperwork? See, I think that a lot of y'all didn't really think it through in detail when y'all did this stuff. I think a lot of y'all, all y'all heard was free money, honestly. And y'all finna get caught up when you file your taxes, all right? So don't be surprised when you get something from the IRS, all right? And they specifically tell you that you ain't getting your taxes. And you better hope that that's all that they say is that you don't get your dang taxes and they don't send nothing else with it. Because that is federal time that they can actually put on you, all right? So you better hope that, hey, all they gonna do is just take your income tax. But legally, you can get locked up and go to the federal penitentiary for that. Depending on the money, it states up to 30 years. So that's a lot of time to get just from getting some money that y'all spent. Y'all probably got that dang money in, when was that, September, and it's already gone. All right? But anyway, let's keep on because we need to stay on topic. Stay on topic, stay on topic. It says several million businesses applied for the EIDL loans, and as part, they could also check the box for an EIDL advance. Qualifying businesses received $1,000 per employee. You heard that? Per employee. What they say? That's exactly what they did. Listening to all the false guidance from the Clubhouse app. I feel bad for them, sis. It's a lot of bogus information going around, all right? It's a lot of bogus information. All they saw was dollar signs, sis. Clearly all they seen was dollar signs. But I hope after I break it all the way down to the least common denominator today, I hope that they start listening more to my lives and they start sharing my lives so y'all can know that, hey, I am here to inform the people, all right? That's what I am. That's all they heard. And most not knowing that LLCs have to be filed with personal taxes because most aren't set up to be filed separately. I can't cuss, sis, because I'm in my spiritual office and I don't cuss in here. But she said stuff about to get real. Y'all don't realize that. Y'all don't understand that. It's about to go down, all right? And they already putting y'all out of y'all houses. They already about to mandate for y'all to get the paying student loans back. And now they literally, you finna have to pay the SBA back? Man, you do not want to have to pay them back. All right, now let's keep on going. Because some of y'all done already did it. So let me get to what's going to end up happening to y'all. It says, however, the $20 billion in funding for this ran out the summer. So the EIDL Grant program has been closed ever since until now. All right. Now they've opened it back up. So it says in the new $900 billion stimulus package, there is approximately $40 billion in total for EIDL grants, according to the reading of the legislation, all right? Then it says the exact distribution procedures and rules will be determined by the SBA, all right? The SBA done changed some stuff up because of what people did in September. It says, here's what we know so far. Let's go ahead and get on into it. So the full $10,000 EIDL grants are available to those in low-income communities, all right? So if you are a legal small business and you are in what's considered a poverty or low-income community, then you qualify for the full $10,000. Now let's go on. It says these are called targeted EIDL grants in the legislation, and if you have a small business under 300 employees or a side hustle with a 1099 income as opposed to a W-2 income, you qualify. If 1, you're in a low-income community, or 2, your gross revenue over an 8-week period between 2019, y'all seen that? 2019 and 2020 has declined. 2019 and 2020 has declined. Y'all went and applied for that stuff in June and lied and said that y'all business had hit a hardship. How in the heck your business hit a hardship that you just created? The whole point of this grant is for those businesses that was already in business before the whole pandemic and they hit a hardship. Okay? I had to break that down for some people. Then it goes on to say, now I already told you how you know if you live in a low income area. It says, or if you live in an area where median household income is less than 80% of the state median household income. If you don't want to figure all this out on your own, we calculate this for free on Skip app. So let me type that in for y'all who want, for my small business owners, and they want to see if they're in a low income area so they can qualify for the whole 10,000. All right. Okay, that's what it's called. It's called a Skip app. So whether you have an Android like me, or if you have an iPhone, the Skip app should work on either one of those. Okay, can I apply for an SBA grant twice? There is no risk in applying when applying with more than one lender. The lender submits your application to the SBA through a system called eTrend. If everything is in order, the SBA reserves your funds and assigns an approved number called a PLP, which is a preferred lending partner number. All right. It says, how long does the SBA grant approval take? The SBA promises a turnaround time of 36 hours for the express loan, but that doesn't include the time it takes for the lender to approve the loan, which could take another few weeks. So instead of the 60 to 90 days, you're looking at 30 to 60 days for the SBA loan processing time when all is said and done. All right. Can I go to jail for the SBA grant? This is the main thing that I want to go ahead and read to y'all, because I know some of y'all didn't even think about, can I go to jail, right? It says SBA loan fraud is a serious issue. So they stated that that is considered loan fraud. For y'all who didn't know what the charge would be, all right? Your charge is going to be loan fraud. And another thing I want to let y'all know. Again, this ain't on my notes because I just now thought about it. If you get convicted of loan fraud, do you know that you will not be able to open up any type of banking account? How are you going to survive? How are you going to take care of your family when you are not even able to open up a banking account? And with fraud, shoot, depending on who the underwriter is for that dang on prepaid card, you may get that prepaid card, and then once they run your stuff and find out that you've been convicted of fraud in the federal government, they will shut your card down. So you opening your stuff up for a can of worms that I don't even think that you really thought for in detail on how it really could affect you and your dang on livelihood fooling with the federal government, all right? So then it says, offenders facing criminal charges for loan fraud could face up to 30 years in federal prison, depending on the severity of the charge. While times are tough, it's important to weigh the reasons why the loan is necessary, and if there are other methods to procure the needed funds. So basically, if you can't afford this, or you have to do something fraudulent in order to get this SBA loan, it would be in your best interest not to even try to apply for it. Because this go around, they have hired a whole investigation team. Letting y'all know right now, they didn't have an investigation team back in September, but they have specifically hired the investigation team for the SBA on this go around. So you better not play with them. What can I use? Hold on, let me see. What can I use the SBA disaster loan for? The SBA disaster loan program provides, hold on, that didn't answer what? Okay. How will I know if my SBA loan is approved? You can call, and let me put this number right on in here. So in case anybody needs to call this number to find out if their SBA loan has been approved, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the number. So y'all can't say, how do I get in contact with them? I don't know how to get in contact with them. Also, if you mess up on your application, you can call them. Now, you're going to be on hold. I'm letting y'all know right now for about 3 hours. But if you mess up on your application it's best for you to go ahead and just call them and let them know where you messed up at so that they can actually get it corrected. Because it's like when I had applied and I didn't apply for this one. I had applied for the first one. Some type of way, I put in the wrong number. So I had to, no, the wrong banking account. That's what it was. I put it in the wrong banking account information. So I literally had to call them and tell them that I had put in the wrong bank account information, and I had to answer a whole bunch of questions, and they was able to help me. Now, they did delay. I ain't even gonna lie. They did delay me getting my loan money, but I still got approved for it, so I didn't care how long it's gonna take. But it did delay it. So if you make an error on that, I'm letting you know now it will delay it, but that don't mean that you're gonna get denied, all right? So how long do I have to repay the EIDL loan? Because a lot of people want to know, hey, how long do I have? It says it must be repaid over or up to a 30-year term at 3.75% interest for businesses and 2.75% for nonprofits with a 1-year deferment on the first payment. So basically, excuse me, for those who want to know a breakdown, what does that actually mean? That means that you have 30 years, if approved, to actually pay that money back. And if you are a small business for profit, then it's a 3.75% interest. If you're a nonprofit, then your interest is only 2.75%. And then you have 1 year to literally start paying this money back. All right. Now, I'm letting you know now, if you are a small business and you are not taking advantage of this, you need to take advantage of this if you are a legal small business, okay? Because there is nowhere you're going to be able to go and get a business loan for a 3.75 interest rate with a 30-year term commitment to where you have to pay them back. And those payments, depending on your loan, the payments are really cheap. Like my payment is like $44 or $34 a month that I would actually have to pay. You're not going to find that nowhere. So if you need a business loan for your legal small business that was established before December the 19th, I mean in December or December of 2019 or before, I definitely encourage you to take full-fledged advantage of this. You're not going to find anything else like this with these great terms, all right? Hey sis, thank you so much for being on. All right, so I would definitely want you to take advantage. If you do need to apply for it, let me go ahead and type in that website. For those people who don't know, it's SBA.gov. And as soon as you actually go on there, and the top right hand, it's actually a whole bar. It's yellow. You just click on that. And that's how you'll actually apply for it, you guys. All right, so on down. 5 ways you can't use your EIDL money. All right. I had to tell several people this. They think that because it is a loan that they can do whatever they want to do with that money. This EIDL money, or it's a tongue twister to me, y'all. I'm sorry. This EIDL loan is literally, it has certain terms. So it's not like a regular loan, like you're going to get a payday loan or whatever, and you can use that money for whatever you want to. There is stipulations in this loan. That's why it's very important that you guys read everything and not just go off of what people putting on these social media apps. All right? 5 ways you can't use it. You can't pay yourself with the EIDL money. All right? You cannot. You cannot pay yourself with that. You cannot pay debt. You cannot use that loan money to literally supposed to get out of debt because it's a loan, all right? So how you going to pay a debt with a debt? That's basically what that boils down to. How you going to pay a debt with a debt? You cannot buy a vehicle and you cannot buy you a home. I don't know how many people thought they was going to be able to buy them a new car and stuff with that SBA money. I'm like, are you serious? You really was going to go buy a car with the money that the federal government gave you, that you told them that you had a hardship for your business. Why would you even be thinking about a car? Okay? You cannot buy a car or home. Next thing, you cannot start a new business with that SBA money. That's a big thing that is going all around on social media. All right? You cannot use that dang money to literally start a new business. And if you have done any other things that I'm about to say, then I forgot the whole dang oh yeah, if you've done any of these things, then you just know that that's an issue. All right. Another thing I want to tell y'all, because I didn't put that on my dang list. Whenever you had applied for that SBA money, it was a disclosure in there that specifically stated that you had to keep up with your expenses, your business expenses, basically what you spent that loan money on for a certain period of time. I believe it was like 3 years. So not only can you not buy these things with it, if you do, then when you turn in that report, then they're going to be able to see what you spent that money on, and that puts you in complete violation. All right. You cannot pay rent or mortgages. All right. That means they put that in there. I'm letting you know now why they put in you can't pay your rent or your mortgage and you can't pay yourself, because they know that people are going to be trying to take care of personal things with that. That's the reason why they stated that. Now, we're going to go into the next section. Now, of course, if you actually have an office that you are running out of, then of course you can pay your that rent. But they talking about like your rent for your apartment that you're staying at, or your mortgage for your house. Okay? If you're working from home, for those people who say, oh, well, I'm working from home, you have to measure it out literally to how much is going on your utilities, how much of it is going towards your business whenever it comes towards your mortgage or your rent. Like, for instance, let's say you have a 3-bedroom house, you have a 3-bedroom apartment, all right? Or a 3-bedroom apartment. You need to split it in a third. Let's say your whole office is one of those rooms, all right? You can split your payment, your rent or your mortgage to a third. And that's the only amount of money that you could use literally to pay that portion. All right. Next, what can I spend my EIDL loan on? Web hosting. You can buy a website, inventory, any type of products and stuff that you actually need for your legal small business. You are actually able to buy that. Okay. Accounts payable. You are able to pay your employees or whatever with that money. You can do that. You see how they say you can pay employees, but you can't pay yourself? Some of y'all may be saying, well, what if I'm an employee? You still can't pay yourself like that unless you got yourself on a payroll, to where whenever they ask you for that paperwork, to where it can actually show that you've been paying yourself a certain amount of money. I would not put myself on there. Anyways, rent and utilities. You can, like I stated, the part that is for your business, you can pay your rent and your utilities that's for your business. But you can't sit up there and lie, to pay your whole dang mortgage or your whole rent. Merchant fees. If you have a small business and you're using credit card companies and that merchant, they usually charge you a fee, you can use your EIDL money to literally pay those merchant fees. And for those people who don't accept credit cards right now, once you get your SBA money, you can actually start accepting them and pay the fees out of your money. Bookkeeping and accounting services. So the person that's in charge of your bookkeeping or your accounting and stuff like that, you can actually pay for those type of services out of the EIDL money. So I hope I've given you guys clarity, or more clarity, of what you can and what you cannot do with this EIDL money. I have given you guys resources. I've given you the website. I've given you the telephone number. And I've also tagged 2 people that actually works with the SBA that can actually answer your questions and stuff like that. So I hope that you guys utilize this stuff, all right? And one thing that the SBA is doing now, you guys, they're literally asking you for your payroll. So for those people in your inventory, for those people who say they have equipment, they're asking for those receipts now, all right? So, and they're actually going back on that. So if you did something illegal and you do not have that paperwork, then you are going to get yourself caught up, all right? And I don't want nobody to get caught up, all right? Because I'm letting you know now, I ain't coming to visit nobody in jail. And I ain't gonna write you because I don't have time to write. I barely have time to text people back. So I dang sure ain't gonna have time to write nobody. But it's a lot of people that are doing things, forget unethical, completely illegal. And you're going to end up taking all that blame and stuff like that for it. Even if you have somebody else that literally do your SBA loan paperwork and all that stuff for you, the SBA, it's still going to hold you liable for it. It's under your EIN number, which is associated to your business. So be very careful with that. And honestly, I wouldn't even go with nobody that's literally charging all that dang money to do my dang paperwork for to help me complete my dang loan. All right? No, they should not be charging you guys to do that. So how have I done? Did I drop a lot of informative information to you guys today? If I have, give me a 2. Again, if I have dropped some information and taught you guys, you know, some stuff and educated you, definitely please drop me a 2. Also, if you guys don't mind, let me go ahead and put that in the there we go. Put that in the group. If you have not already, if you can please write me a review on the business page, and please don't just give me 5 stars. If you can be as specific as possible whenever you give that review, and if you have already given a review, and all you did was stars, or you wasn't specific and you just said, oh, she good, can you please go back and specify and be specific on your dang review? What did I help you with? What was we on? You know, some people, you know, need to know this stuff, all right? Because there are a lot of scammers that's literally going on right about now, you know. And I want people to literally know that there are still genuine people that are out here serving the people, that are giving y'all accurate information. And I don't have nothing to gain. Literally on Tuesdays when I'm coming on here live, giving back to the community. That's what I actually look at. This is my give back. I'm not out, you know, serving, you know, like I was able to. So this is my form of service, you know, for y'all who want to know why. This is my form of service. This is my form of me giving back. I want to educate y'all on as much stuff as possible. It's not always going to be about credit, you know. It's going to be about business, or it's going to be about life, you know, something that basically is going to help you and help your household. So I hope that you guys are taking notes, taking this stuff, you know, to heed, sharing the information. I don't even care if you're in the same industry or whatever that I'm in. If anything that I'm giving, if it's going to help your clients, hey, go ahead and give them the information. I don't care. You know, this stuff ain't mine. Everything belongs to the Lord. I don't care how many people, you know, try to make it seem like this is theirs and that. No, everything belongs to the Lord. He just allowed us to be stewards in it. And if we are not good stewards in it, then guess what? He gonna take them right on out of it. But that's why I want y'all to know, y'all need to start educating yourself a little bit more, because a lot of y'all really do make good money, or y'all are willing to pay. Y'all were not some people that say, oh, I don't have the money, you know, to do this, or oh, I don't have the money, oh, whatever, to do